It's the most frustrating case in my career. It truly bothers me. These people certainly weren't deserving, and like nobody's deserving of this, especially at their stage in life. Certainly the biggest murder investigation in my 44-year career.
Why would someone decapitate Russell Dermond?
A Putnam County man was found decapitated in his $1 million home.
88-year-old retired man living out his golden years with his wife in a beautiful lake community in Georgia.
His wife was found days later floating in Lake Oconee.
Authorities still don't know why it happened or who did it.
If you think I'm frustrated to the point of giving up or something like that, that damn sure isn't the case.
But what worries me the most is whoever did this is still out there. And anybody who will do this will do it again if they didn't do it before. I'm Howard Sills. I'm the sheriff of Putnam County. Mr. Dermond was 88. His wife Shirley was 87. Been retired for over a decade, living there in that home. They didn't show up for a Kentucky Derby party that they were supposed to show up for.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
After a couple of days, their friends had called them, friends that lived in the same area. They finally went over to the house to see about them. The house wasn't locked, walked in the house, walked all through the house, couldn't find them anywhere. Eventually, the man of the couple went into the garage, walked down into the garage itself, and discovered Mr. Dermond's body, minus its head, lying on the floor of the garage. He'd been decapitated. It was a post-mortem decapitation. He was already dead. Of course, when this occurred, Miss Dermond was nowhere to be found. We didn't know where Ms. Dermond was. There was no evidence of forced entry. There was no evidence of any struggle. Approximately 10 days later, Mrs. Dermond's body surfaced in Lake Oconee, about 6 miles away from their home. She had died as a result of multiple blunt force trauma to the head, and her body had been weighted down with 2 cement blocks. See, this is the house, right here where we pulled up. Mr. Dermond's body is right behind these 2 doors right here. I mean, that was taken the day. I took that photograph the day. This is where you pull into the driveway, and they place these towels here to keep that blood and fluid from running out of that door. As far as suspects, we still don't have any suspects. Maintenance workers, yard workers, people like that. Their children, their adult children, we've found out where they were at the time. We polygraphed them, and then we interviewed hundreds of people. We simultaneously, my detectives, along with the FBI and detectives from other sheriff's offices, interviewed over 200 people one day. Certainly never done anything like that before. The Dermonds were not controversial at all. They lived a very sedentary life. They went to church. Mrs. Dermond played bridge at the local bridge club. He had stopped playing golf. He walked on a routine basis. And other than that, I've got every canceled check they've written for the last 8 years, their credit card records, everything. There's no reason that we can determine why anybody would have ill feelings for them at all. Actually, to the contrary of that. We know of nothing that was disturbed in the home. We know of nothing of any great value that was taken. There was no evidence of a struggle. And quite candidly, we can't really say that the murders occurred there. We think he was shot. in the head because we developed some gunshot residue on his shirt that he was wearing. One of the most exclusive communities in the entire state of Georgia, if not the nation. These are gated golf communities with beautiful homes, beautifully landscaped grounds. It's not the only thing like that we have in Putnam County, but it's certainly the most prominent one. But in this particular neighborhood, we had no crime, other than a few cases where somebody took something out of somebody's car, or something like that. We don't have any incidents at all. I mean, we have alarm calls and things like that, but they're always false alarm calls. That's the Dermond's house there, but like I said, there are new people living there. We'd had a storm. When you walked into the guard shack, as I call it, the monitors are there, and you can see the cameras are working, you know what I'm talking about. But we'd had a storm about 2 weeks earlier, and it wasn't recorded. Hadn't recorded since that storm. But if it was somebody who was supposed to have been there, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't have mattered. Security's a lot tighter now since this happened than it was at the time. And but if they came by boat, who knows? Could have been anybody from anywhere. So I think the matter of Mr. Dermond's head being removed had nothing. The body was not positioned in any ritualistic manner. At some time, I didn't totally discount that she might not have done it. Don't get me wrong, she was 87 years old, but I mean, I can't tell you that I didn't have to take that into consideration, because where was she? They'd been married forever. There was never any evidence of any marital discord or anything like that, but I did begin to wonder, maybe she had been, part of it in some way. Of course, that totally dissolved when we found her body. I'm writing to tell you about the murders of Russell and Shirley Dermond. They were crimes of passion and were committed by at least 2 people. You should not rule out people in law enforcement or people living near the couple. We get letters, we get emails, we get phone calls from people. But then you have things where, you have psychics call, you have people that call with just utter foolishness. This is a person who said they weren't a psychic, but they had certain revelations that they thought they had, and they wanted to tell us that water had played a role in the case. It's just, we have literally hundreds of letters like this, or emails, or things of that nature. Somebody knows what happened here, and there's more than one person involved in this case. And what we need is that phone call.
When are you planning to retire?
Me?
Yeah.
Never.
Never. Is this case something that you're dedicated to finishing in your
career? Sure. This is a case I'm dedicated to finish this week if I can get the opportunity to do it. But I have no intentions of retiring anytime soon. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy like me. Youth, picture of youth. Where would I go? Why would I retire?